Right, it is the end of April. I'm not going to lie, the garden is struggling. We've had the temperatures, we've had the sun, but we just haven't had no rain. Literally 2 months and we've had 2 days of rain. And it's not even been days, it's just been a few hours here and there. I've managed to keep on top of the hothouse, sort of. I will do a separate video in there. I have got out all my tropical palms from indoors now, and they are in here with a lot of the tender tropical stuff, which is just getting started. But yeah, we'll have a quick look around the garden, have a look at a couple of highlights and see what is struggling. Oh, and also I have managed to get the greenhouse down, so this is where my DIY greenhouse was here. I'm making a slightly raised bed, it's about 1 foot deep. I've made the framework for it. I just need to get some soil from somewhere, whether I get some delivered or just do loads of local pickups, whatever. I'll get some from somewhere anyway, and we'll get a new palm bed planted up there. The Echium, that's survived winter and that is doubled in size and starting to get some flower buds on it. Right, let's have a look. So, like I say, it's been dry. I've not really had a chance to water things properly. It has, well, I have been busy renovating a house for my daughter, and with work commitments as well, that's been a struggle. I can't get round to watering as much as I'd like, or not at all really, other than the soaker hose and the irrigation I've got set up, which doesn't touch the sides when it's been so dry. What I have done is the Enset Morellii, it looked like it might have survived, but it didn't, so I've dug that out. That sort of collapsed. The outer sort of growth, it looked sort of pretty solid, but that just rotted on the inside, so that was I don't say a fail, that was a learning curve. I won't bother again, but the actual base was quite solid, so I've actually just cut it into quarters and potted it up just in case we can propagate that. So in this place I've put some Hedychium. This is Dr. Moy, so it is a variegated, I don't know if we can see that on the leaves, a variegated ginger. This is one that flowered last year, that was in the hothouse, so I put that in the ground. It's got loads of new growths coming, and we've got 3 tall ones there. Did manage to get the Enset Heniba in, so dug that in with plenty of manure, give that a good water. That has hardened off to an extent to the sun, but I'm sure it'll still get burnt a little bit. I had it in sort of a semi-shaded bit for a week, but yeah, but it's got a new leaf, so if the leaves it's got at the moment burn up, then that'll soon get replaced. One of my favourite tulips, not often sort of thought of tropical, but I do like these ones. These are flaming parrot. A lot of them, even though it's been dry, did get eaten by slugs and snails, so sort of took the flowers off, but we have got some in various stages of opening up, and these are types that sort of look better once they sort of fully open up and almost gone over, because they open right up and you get that nice deep red on the yellow. Just really quite a nice colour for this time of year. What else we got? We've got some of the rhododendrons flowering, so a lot of these are just budding new leaves, but we've got a couple of flowers there, looking quite nice. We've also got the wine and roses underneath here, which again, some are starting to bud up, so they'll be flowering shortly. We've got the apple trees sort of in blossom now. The plum tree is already flowered, been and gone. We've got the cherry tree here that is in full bloom, looking nice. Casualty of winter. So I've tried this twice now. This is the knee cow palm that has died, that has rotted off. Unusual, because last year it survived and we had -7. This year we had -4 and it's died, but I just think that probably was too dry. That is a palm that likes to be sort of evenly moist even in the colder conditions, so I can only put it down to being too dry, and that's just give up. Everything else is okay. Yeah, chef flowers only just starting to bud out again. Everything is struggling just due to the very dry conditions. Yeah, rather annoyingly we had another leaf snap on the Cyathea medullaris, so I'm going to have to cut them off. And even more annoying is it snapped before I noticed, when it was windy, and that sort of rubbed against the new frond, which is that now opening up, so it took all the black off as well, which is annoying. But we've got another big crozier open up there, so I'm going to cut them snapped ones off, and hopefully the new ones will come in a bit stronger against the wind when we get it. What else we got? So I was looking down here. So this is still looking good. The dwarf sugar palm, Variegated angleri. No protection over winter. Absolutely fine. Nearly tripping over myself. Yeah, so I've got the flamethrower palm out. This frost cloth can come off now because it's in shade. So this is one that's been out indoors all winter. And just in my front room next to the window, opened up a new leaf over winter. Got a new spear coming here, and yeah, so it's holding sort of 3 leaves at the minute. Not looking overly good. I don't like being indoors really, but it does survive. So yeah, that's hardened now. It's hardened off to the sun, acclimatising as it were. So I just put a very light fleece when the sun hits it, then when the sun doesn't hit it I take it off again. So it just gets sort of used to that very strong UV from the sun there. Yeah, we've got a Solomon seal that's sort of popped up in a matter of a couple of weeks, and it's already starting to get the flowers on that, so that's looking good. And my little baby Phoenix canariensis' flowers are starting to, or flower space is starting to open up. That'll tolerate the drought no problem. This is my baby because I've had it from about a 1 foot little tiny palm maybe 15 years ago, and it's a beast now. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a struggle, to be honest, this season. It's normally quite a wet season for us in the UK. It has been very dry. Brahara still opened up a new leaf. Fighting the bindweed, pulling it out as and when I see it. Got the Xanthodecia white giant out. That has got a nice flower on that. Leaves are getting reasonably big now. Thailandia. I forget what it's called. That is a bit like a water bird of paradise, if you like. So that is in an aquatic planter, in a tub of soil, a tub of water in a pot of soil, and yeah, that does well. Looks quite a nice tropical. Obviously I just chucked that straight out, so again we've got a little slight yellowness on the leaves with the sunburnt, but the new leaves are coming in nice. Yeah, yeah, so I'm aware that it's probably the longest I've gone without making a video since I started the channel 4 years ago or so, but it's frustrating this time of year. I want to be in the garden as much as I can, and I just can't get out here, so I haven't really even cut the grass this year. And luckily, in one way, that has been dry, so it's not growing, but still untidy. Hostas start to come up, already start to get eaten by slugs, even though it's been dry. This one is TRex, already looking a mess. I have got wall pellets around it, they do nothing. Slugs and snails just go straight over the top of it, don't seem to be bothered by it. Petasites palmatum, the gold spot, spreading like it does. That's getting eaten by slugs as well by the looks of it, but still they're so aggressive that still looks pretty good. Nice bit of shade, damp shade planting for that. The tree ferns these are on drip, or on a drip system, so I just turn on tap a couple of times a day for them, which I will put on a timer at some point. Starting to get through the new croziers come up there, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so like I say, it's been the garden is struggling, but I'm not getting too hung up about it. I do things as and when I can, but in general that is, you know, frustrating for me. You know, that is my main hobby, is my garden, and to see it struggle and not have the time to tend to things is my biggest frustration at the moment. Hopefully we're on the tail end of renovating this house, hopefully within a month or so that'll be done and I can get stuck back into the garden, which by that time it'll already be summer, and I've sort of missed that window of opportunity to make things look how I'd like them, but there's always next year. Right, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.